In the first place, Nigeria's economic problem is not a straightforward thing. So nobody should expect Goodluck Jonathan to come and replicate the magic of that time.
And anyone who wants to run for president of Nigeria should not be hiding in his closet.
Look at what happened just recently in Abuja. The head of the Anglican Church in Nigeria, Primate Henry Ndukuba, stood before a large crowd, looked straight at former President Goodluck Jonathan and gave him a heavy warning. He begged Jonathan never to contest for the 2027 presidency. He told him to protect his clean name and stay out of politics. Why would a top pastor say this openly on TV? Because the people at the top see the trap that ordinary Nigerians are missing. Just days after that church event, a top member of the People's Democratic Party leaked a big secret. He confirmed that Goodluck Jonathan has already collected his 2027 presidential form. Even better, the party leaders quickly gave him a special waiver so he does not have to face the usual tough rules.
President Goodluck Jonathan, respect yourself, as that primate don't tell you so.
When journalists asked Peter Obi about Jonathan entering the race, Obi just smiled and said he welcomes anybody to the contest. In this video, we will investigate why Goodluck Jonathan, a man who became a global hero by stepping down quietly in 2015, wants to jump back into the dirty game of Nigerian politics. What is the plan we are not seeing? Before we continue, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Treating Nigerians as if we are all a bunch of idiots and criminals, because probably we leaders have not been able to build our country. Give hope to our young people.
I'm not in any way going around looking for who and who is contesting. I'm concentrating on how to build a better Nigeria.
Let us look at March 31st, 2015. Goodluck Jonathan picked up his phone, called Muhammad Buhari and admitted that he lost the election. That phone call stopped a major war and made him a hero. But in Nigerian politics, nobody does you a favor for nothing. By stepping down peacefully, Jonathan protected the massive wealth, the big houses, and the lives of the entire political class. He let them keep their power without a fight. In return, the incoming government protected him completely. Think about it carefully. After 2015, the government arrested Jonathan's ministers, like the Azani Alison Madueke. They locked up his security boss, Sambo Dasuki, over the missing billions for weapons. But did anybody touch Goodluck Jonathan? No. The new government gave him heavy security, massive state funding, and turned him into a special diplomat traveling the world. Now, look at the problem the big politicians have today. Peter Obi has broken the whole system. The elites know that they cannot beat Peter Obi without regular campaigns anymore, so they are coming to collect the favor Jonathan owes them from 2015. They are funding big groups across the country like the Southern Mandates to shout Jonathan's name. They are opening the doors of the PDP for him. They want him on the ballot paper because they know his face will automatically split the millions of voters who support Peter Obi. And there is a hidden law in our constitution that makes Jonathan the perfect tool for this job.
Of ideology, and in terms of rules of engagement and political sustainability, like the beauty of democracy.
There is a strict law in the Nigerian constitution that the big politicians are hiding from you. In 2018, President Buhari signed a major change to Section 137 of our constitution. This law says that if you take over as president because your boss died, you can only be elected into that office one more time in your life. Remember what happened to President Umaru Musa Yar'Adua in 2010? When he died, Jonathan took over to finish that term. Then Jonathan won his own full term in 2011. Because of that 2018 law, Jonathan has a strict legal limit. If he wins in 2027, he can only stay in power for exactly 4 years. He is legally banned from running again in 2031. Now, look at how the powerful politicians from the north calculate their power. In Nigeria, power must be shared between the north and the south. The northern politicians fully expect power to return to the north by 2031. If Peter Obi wins in 2027, he could naturally demand his full 8 years in office, even though he has stated on TV that he won't do so even at gunpoint. Because that would mean the North will be locked out of Aso Rock until the year 2035. And the Northern power brokers will never allow that to happen. But Goodluck Jonathan is the perfect temporary fix. He enters Aso Rock in 2027, stays for just 4 years, and because the law forces him to leave, power automatically returns to the North in 2031. Jonathan satisfied the Southerners who want a Southern president by guaranteeing that the Northern bosses do not wait an extra day. But how does this plan physically destroy Peter Obi's chances? It comes down to basic mathematics on the voting map.
Oh yes, it's just to know what is happening to them daily. And you're not going to solve them overnight.
So you don't want to spend more than 4 years as president?
Completely.
Be elected.
look at the real numbers from the 2023 election, Peter Obi did not get his millions of votes from the air. He got them from a solid block of states. Obi completely swept the southeast, getting over 90% of the votes in places like Anambra, Enugu, and Imo. Then he moved into the south-south and won massive victories in Edo and Delta, while taking huge numbers in Rivers. This entire region was the engine room of his movement. Now, put Goodluck Jonathan's name on that same ballot paper for 2027. Jonathan is from Bayelsa State, right inside the south-south. He's the biggest political hero the Niger Delta has ever seen. The moment he enters the race, the voters in that region will face a brutal choice. Imagine an ordinary voter in Port Harcourt or Yenagoa standing with their voter card. They see Peter Obi from the southeast and Goodluck Jonathan from the south-south. Automatically, the local chiefs, the community leaders, and the regional structures will tell the people to vote for their own blood. Jonathan's presence will instantly cut Peter Obi's votes in the south-south in half. Even in the southeast, many people still love Jonathan because he gave their people top positions when he was in power. The masterminds in Abuja do not need Jonathan to win the whole country cleanly. They just need him to steal 40% of Peter Obi's votes in his strongest areas. In Nigeria, to become president, you must win the highest votes and you must also get 25% of the votes in 24 states. By using Jonathan to reduce Obi's numbers in his own base, the elites are making sure Peter Obi can never cross that national target. The final part of this plan is pure mind games, and it relies on one simple fact. People forget the past when they are hungry today. Think back to 2015. The politicians ruling Nigeria today spent billions of naira telling us that Jonathan was the most incompetent leader in history. They blamed him for corruption, for the missing fuel money, and for the insecurity. They made everyone angry and we voted him out. But look at Nigeria today. Fuel prices have gone through the roof. Food prices are higher than ever before. The naira has lost its value completely. Because people are suffering so much today, their minds are featuring how the back part of 2015. People on the streets are openly crying out that life was better under Jonathan. They remember when fuel was 87 naira and the bag of rice was 8,000 naira. The big politicians see this hunger and they want to use it against Peter Obi. They are preparing a massive campaign to tell you that if Jonathan returns, those cheap food prices will return instantly. But will it? This is a very dangerous trap for any family that is struggling to buy a paint bucket of garri today. Peter Obi's message is about long-term work. He wants to move the country from consumption to production, and this takes time and patience. But the elites are offering Jonathan as an instant fix based on history. They are using your daily hunger to make you choose a comfortable past instead of fighting for a new future. In conclusion, the truth is Goodluck Jonathan will always be a man of peace for what he did in 2015. But in the hard game of politics, the ruling class can easily use a good man's name to save themselves. The plan for 2027 is clear. Use Jonathan's face to split Peter Obi's votes. Use the 4-year law to give power back to the North quickly. And use your hunger to make you accept the old system that guarantees no real change for the future of Nigerians. The big bosses have set their chessboard and they are waiting to see if you will walk straight into the trap by voting for the former president. Now, I want to hear from you down in the comments. Do you think Nigerian voters will fall for this regional division in 2027? Or are people now too smart to be tricked? Will the memory of cheap food make people vote for the past? Or will you stand firm for a new Nigeria regardless of tribe or religion? Tell me exactly what you think down below. If this story helped you see the real games happening behind the scene, please do us a favor. Click that like button, hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. Keep your eyes open. See you in our next video. Bye.